All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this fine Friday early afternoon. I am working from home today, taking a little bit of a lunch break, and I wanted to whip this out because I got something super cool in the mail yesterday, and I wanted to share it with you guys. My buddy Mickey Barfield, most amazing indie publisher, one of the most amazing. I shouldn't say the most amazing because that's a heavy claim, but an amazing indie publisher in and of himself. He's the brains behind Polyhedral Knights. You can go get any of this stuff on drivethrurpg.com. Use my affiliate link. The link is down below in the doobly-doo. But he has a little company called Polyhedral Knights, in which he's made a couple games. And this is another one. This is Wasteland Sagas. It's softback, 116 pages, character sheet in the back. And oh my God, what a harken to the old style character sheets. Simple. We'll get into what I like and everything in a minute. I also got the Wastelanders Guidebook, which I haven't had really a chance to look at this. I've been googling over this. Now, I had these in PDF because I backed the Kickstarter, but you guys know I'm not a big PDF fan. They're great while you're running a game and you need the books, but I'm a physical book, tactile kind of guy. And even though I have a nice big iPad Pro and I have multiple laptops, I need a physical book in my hand. It's just the PDFs just don't do it for me. Although that being said, I do love my 6-inch iPad. It's great for media consumption and stuff like that. But I need a physical book in my hand. I'm sorry if I'm a little puffy. I had a tooth extracted on Tuesday night. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday night. And yeah, boy, it was not fun. But I don't sound slurred or anything, although my cheek is still a little meh. But yeah, Wasteland Sagas. As always, like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. You can hit me up on Patreon. You can hit me up on Ko-Fi.com, Mr. Mean Speaks. You can buy me a coffee if you don't want to do the whole Patreon thing, but you want to support the channel monetarily. I really do appreciate it. As I've said in the past, all the money goes back into the channel. Patreon is $5 a month. To get you into games that I run online and all that fun stuff. Get you a designator on Discord. By the way, also have a very active Discord. We are just short of 200 members in Discord. And we have about, I'd say, 30 to 40 that are really, really active, and the rest just lurk and pop in here and there. And and some of them are designers like Sean Patrick Fannin, who doesn't really spend a lot of time on my channel, but he pops in every once in a while to say hello or whatever. So really nice to see that and stuff. And SPF is super cool. I like everything he's done, and so I'm very happy to that he's a channel member. Stephen Turner. Chivalry and Sorcery, Britannia Games, is also on the channel. Now, he is very active on the channel, and he's a super cool guy. If you notice, I don't know if you can see it here, but my Chivalry and Sorcery collection right there got real big thanks to Mr. Turner. It was a wonderful Christmas present. I did an unboxing and kind of went through a lot of the books and stuff, so super cool. They've got their elf book on drive-thru right now that you can purchase. So if you're a Chivalry and Sorcery fan and you want that elf book, go pick it up. It looks super cool. So anyway, Mickey, Wasteland Saga. Okay, let's start with what I don't like. Let's get the ugly out of the way. A couple of typos, not the end of the world. Some grammatical errors, nothing huge. And the reason I say it's nothing huge is because if you look at like who the editors were, it was him, his wife, and one of his friends who's in his gaming group. So when I say indie publisher, this is the true meaning of an indie publisher. This is a guy who plays the game, or I should say who wrote the game, plays the game, and edited it. And he did a great job. But it is a pet peeve when you're reading and words are not right or whatever. It's not the end all be all, and I haven't found too many. But it is disconcerting. And again, in this day and age, when you're self-publishing, it's really hard. It's really hard to catch all those errors because your mind, you read the way you talk, if that makes sense. And so we have a lot of slang in our English culture and our English language, and so sometimes the verbiage doesn't match the literary, and so but you perceive it that way. So it can get a little wonky, and that's why it's important to have external editors, people that are not your friends and family. But that being said, that costs money, and it's not cheap. And I can almost guarantee you that Mickey lost his ass on this. You don't get rich off of making games. Paper is dead, as the old saying goes. With that being said, what else do I not like about this? Well, nothing. That's really about it. A couple of grammatical errors and some layout errors, but other than that, I don't want to say errors. It wasn't just to my taste. You may look at the book and go, no problem, I love it. Mr. Mean's crazy, which is true. But it's for a small time publisher. He went to Kickstarter. He got the money to print the books. This is phenomenal. So if that's my only pet peeve about this game, then life is pretty good. And you can kind of see where this is going. This is definitely a buy in Mr. Mean's book. If you let's go over what I like. I never have a format. I don't do scripts. I don't have a teleprompter in front of me. This is all off the cuff, and it's real. It's live. I post these videos right after I record them 9 out of 10 times. Very rarely do I try to edit them too much. So yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty. This is an apocalyptic world. It doesn't premise to try and tell you how the world ended or why the world ended. It just did. Nobody knows. Everybody has their theories. Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. Who knows? This is not a zombie apocalypse game, but there are mutants, there are androids, there are bionics, there are some powers. I don't remember if there were psychic powers or not. I know you do get, man, words are failing me. For a guy that talks to the camera all day, seems all of a sudden I can't speak. Pure human, well, yeah, you have mutants, so you could have some powers there. So what I like about this is it's simplistic. The art is fantastic, really well done, really fits the theme. But again, this is not a zombie apocalypse. If you're looking for a horror, sci-fi apocalyptic world, this is not it. Now, a GM could run it that way because there are mutants. There are, mutated animals and stuff, so there's no aliens that we know of. There may be more in here. I'm not sure. I haven't got to dig into this. But I will say what's in here I really like. It's a very simple game. It's a percentage-based system. You get, I believe it's 42 or 43 points. If you're a pure human, you get 48 points to make your character. 42 points, 45 for pure humans. And those go into, let's see here, strength, con, agility, willpower, charisma, intelligence, and tech. Then you have some secondary stats, hit points, toxicity, defense, shock, and initiative. And then there's some other things, perception, damage bonus, luck, and experience. Character sheet is very clear and concise. You're not gonna, you don't need a PhD to figure this out. It's a fun game that knows what it's about. It's a post-apocalyptic world that's gone to hell in a handbasket, and you're just trying to survive. Character creation is right at the beginning of the book. That's the other thing I wanted to say. That's another minor pet peeve. In my opinion, strictly my opinion, and I've reviewed over 500 games. You can't tell someone how to make a character without first informing them of the environment and the world and the scenarios that they're going to be in. If you tell me I'm playing a post-apocalyptic game, I'm a grognard. My mind goes back to the original Mad Max. That's my vision of a post-apocalyptic world because that's the earliest movie I can remember that had post-apocalyptic consequences in it. So not zombies, not aliens that have decimated the world. For me, it was Mad Max. So when you tell me to make a character and then all of a sudden now you say I can make a mutant, I'm confused. So it's not a slight against the game. It's just the design choice that they took, and that's part of what I don't like in the little things that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Is I don't like it when you tell me, and this is for any role-playing game. I don't care if it's a hard fantasy, if it's a world I know really well, like Pathfinder or D&D or The Dark Eye. That I don't want to. I don't want to know. I don't want you to dive into telling me how to make a character before you describe the world to me and the environment that character is going to live in. And Wasteland Sagas does that. Character creation is the first thing. You get a little fiction blurb, which is really good, by the way. I highly recommend Sellout, it's called. And I think it's got 3 chapters, if I remember correctly. I don't know if they continue the story in the Wastelanders guidebook. It'd be cool if they did, but maybe it's. I didn't read the whole thing yet. I just read, character creation. I read the first part of Sellout, but Sellout kind of gives you an idea, but most people aren't going to read that unless they're going to sit down and read this from cover to cover, which I'm probably going to do because I'm telling you, I really enjoy the parts that I've read so far, which is basically how to make a character, and some of the world information in here. And there's not a whole lot. It's just basically telling you the world went to hell in a handbasket, and uses the fiction of Sellout to kind of describe the world to you. Because again, nobody knows how the world really ended. There's theories, there's conjecture, but there's no proof. There's no, it was a nuclear warfare. It was an EMP bomb that took out the grid. Whatever. There's nothing. There was a virus. There's nothing. There's kind of clues that could lead you in any one way of many. And I like that. I like that. I want my sandbox, and I want it to be filled with my sand, and I want it to be able to do what I want it to do. And I think Wasteland Saga gives you that option. The layout, like I said, is not to my taste, but the content is. It's very well done. It's clear. It's concise. The examples they give are really good. So when you're making a character, you're going to have a little bit of scratching your head because it's a game system you don't know. So take your time, go through the character creation. It's a percentage-based system, and you go, well, if it's a percentage-based system, if skills are all percent-based, why do I get points to build my character? And that's a good thing. And it doesn't do the most amazing job of telling you that. I would have liked a little blurb on the back here that basically tells me what I'm getting into. And it kind of doesn't do that. And that's okay. I mean, it's an indie publisher, so we got to take the good with the bad. And as they produce more games, they'll get better at it. It's always how it works. I looked at a lot of Jay Lasarde from Feral Games. I looked at a lot of his. I have everything Jay's ever made that's readily available. And some of it in the beginning, I don't want to say wasn't good, but it's definitely not to the professional quality that it is now for like what he's done with like the Black Iron or even Ghost Ops. I mean, those games are, professional looking and really well done. And that's a big cry from like his original Delvers book, or I can't think of the name now. My brain is fogging up. But his early games, Zombie Squad, is way different and just format and features as opposed to like the Black Iron, which in some of his 5e stuff that's really well done. So it takes these guys time to get up. But I think if you buy this, and it's $25, 116 pages. It's packed with a ton of stuff. You're going to enjoy everything. And I honestly think for the GM, this last page 116, there's your GM screen right there. That's all you really need to get by. I mean, and a blank character sheet so you have a list of skills and everything, and know what you're talking about. We've got some NPCs basically that you can use. I tell you what, this would be phenomenal for a convention game, just to go to a convention and run. If you're a GM and you don't have a local group but you go to conventions, this is a wonderful one-shot, one-wonder game. because you got some pre-gens in the back. You can run, I think there's a even brief little adventure in the back. No, there's not, unfortunately. I don't think there is. I think it's just there's a couple of, maybe there is. Yeah, there is. The Adventure of the Prize. I'm sorry, I should have seen that. Again, the art is super cool. Giant mutated wolf, or it's a really small person, one of the two. Some of the monsters are mutated people. Mutations are pretty cool. And the art definitely holds a theme. It kind of reminds me of The Rifter from Palladium Books, and that's a good thing because I really like the Rifter magazines, and so this kind of fills that gap for me. I really like it, guys. I think it's a succinct little system. Oh, what I was getting at, I'm all over the place here, and I apologize. It's a point buy system, but yet your stats are percentages. How does that work? It's real easy. You divvy up your 42 or 45 points among your 7 attributes, and then you turn it into a percentile. You get some bonuses and pluses and minuses from whatever class and or race, or I shouldn't say race. How's he put it? Character origin. And your character origins are pure human, bunker raised, meaning you didn't live in the apocalypse, you survived it and came out afterwards. Mutant, android, and that's it. Pure human, topside raised. So you've got pure human, bunker raised, pure human, topside raised, mutant, which you start out with some mutations. You get a positive mutation, and then you can take negative mutations, I think up to 10 points. Two levels of mutations or cybernetics or bioware from benefits, and then you can take more, to even it out. Super cool. Or you can be an android. And I think the initial android image they have is really cool. And it's pretty neat in that the androids were physical androids for like physical labor, so you get a +1 to strength, or they were intellectual androids, so like a librarian, a medical, droid or whatever android. So they get a +1 to intelligence. And so you spend your initial 42 points or 45 if you're a human, purebred, and then you turn that into a percentage. So if you put a 6 in your strength, it's now a 60%. And then you might get a +1 to strength, so now it's a 61, and so on and so forth. And it's pretty succinct, pretty well laid out. Obviously you're going to be running into bad guys. This is a super cool picture. Just some random mutant guy that's having a bad day, evidently. Or maybe it's a good day, I don't know. But the art is fantastic. It's really well done. I haven't got a chance to get it to the table, so I can't attest to how the combat plays. But I'm hoping. I'm going to Con of the North in February over President's Day weekend, February 16th, 17th, and 18th. So I'll be down in the cities. If you're in and around the area, stop in and say hi. I might even have a sticker for you. And Mr. Mean Speaks sticker. And I might try to run this at the con. I'm hoping I can. I'm going to be doing a bunch of demo work for Paizo. I was looking for I can't think of the name now. The Paizo Play League, whatever they call it, organized play. There we go. Excuse me. I was looking for an organized play league for Paizo that maybe they needed a GM. And I sent an email to the organized play group, and they put me in touch with the people that are out of Minneapolis. And there's evidently a very thriving group, and they've been trying to get some presence up in Duluth, which is where I live. So, needless to say, I'm going to be doing some how to play Pathfinder 2nd edition, and GMing some of their adventure paths or their organized play games for them for the con. I'm not getting anything free as far as I know, and I'm not getting into the convention for free. I've got to pay to get in. I think it was $60, $50 or $50, 50 bucks. I think after the 20th of this month, it goes up to 60 bucks. So it is what it is. But paying out of my own pocket, me and the family are going to go for the weekend. I'm going to do the convention. They're going to hang out and go play and do all the fun stuff that we normally do in the cities while I do the convention. So if you're in and around the greater Minneapolis area of Minnesota, pop into the convention, say hi, man, get a picture with Mr. Mean. Other than that, Wasteland Sagas by Mickey Barfield. It's phenomenal. I think it's a really good game for an indie game, and I think it would look good on your shelf. So use the link down in the drive-thru and pick yourself up a copy. I know Mickey would thank you. His wonderful daughter would thank you, and his lovely wife. Mickey is works full-time. This is a secondary job for him, so he's a true indie publisher. And yeah, help a guy put some food on his table. I think you'll enjoy the game if you like post-apocalyptic games. I think it's pretty cool. So with that being said, and all the shilling away from my own channel and Patreon and Ko-Fi and Discord, I'm running out of steam. I'm hurting. My jaw is still killing me. So I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you for watching, taking the time. If you've picked up Wasteland Sagas, please let me know what you think about it down in the doobly-doo. Grease that algorithm. YouTube constantly banging that, we'll put your video in front of more people, but you got to have more audience participation. It's so weird how they drive that. So thumbs up, thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Hey, it's constructive criticism. If you do have constructive criticism, just be nice. Don't be an ass. I read all the comments, and I try to approve most of them. Most of them are auto-approved, but sometimes YouTube holds them and I don't see them for some reason. It's a goof with YouTube, and I don't know how to fix it. But I do go into the software, the YouTube, I forgot what it's called, but YouTube has a back end for content creators, and I can see videos or comments that have been held. I do try to go in there and check it out a couple of days after every video, just in case somebody has posted something that I missed. So join the Discord. Like I said, we're just short of 200 members. It would be cool to break that 200 mark before the end of January. That would be super cool. So other than that, guys, as always, peace and hair grease. Mr. Mean says, be nice. Thank you all. I'm sorry I'm a little out of it. I'm still a little messed up from that my tooth extraction. But I hope everyone's doing well. Stay warm. It's 7 degrees today is what it was this morning when I woke up. It was -1 last night. So stay warm if you're in the Midwest or the Northeast, because it's getting cold. And as always, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, and remember, as always, be nice.